Hello students, welcome back. So today we are going to start another topic of chapter 5, Principle of Inheritance and Variation. So in this topic we will discuss about the pleiotropy. Now what is the meaning of pleiotropy? Pleiotropy, it is a phenomena in which what will happen? In which for any one gene, any single gene is responsible for expressing द मल्टीपल कैरेक्टर. इसका मतलब ये है कि कोई भी एक जीन क्या करेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इट इज अ जीन, इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर एक्सप्रेसिंग मोर देन वन ट्रेट. ठीक है, हो सकता है कि वन ट्रेट, दिस वन, देन अनदर वन, देन 3, देन 4. सो only one gene is responsible. But if you will recall the Mendelian inheritance in which we were taken the plant height, हमने प्लांट हाइट क्या लिया था? एक कैरेक्टर लिया था जिसको कौन गवर्न कर रहा था? द जीन विच इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द प्लांट हाइट इज T, right? It can be in dominant one as well as in recessive one. So in both the cases we were talking about the capital T or small t which is responsible for any one character, right? But here it is not happening so. So what is happening here? Only one gene is responsible for giving rise to different characteristics. यानी कि एक जीन की वजह से हमें क्या दिख सकते हैं? बहुत सारे कैरेक्टर्स शो हो सकते हैं in any individual. So same thing it is written here. The single gene exhibit that only one gene is responsible for the multiple phenotypic expression. And what is phenotypic expression? The outer appearance of an individual. So whatever the outer appearance it is showing, it is expressing due to only one single gene, right? So this is the phenomena. Now if I will ask that what is pleiotropic gene? Here we have discussed that it is a phenomena by which it is happening. So here who is responsible for this thing? The pleiotropic gene. And this pleiotropic gene is what? That gene which are responsible for expressing multiple characters or multiple phenotypic effects, right? So we have done about the phenomena as well as the genes which are responsible. Now one more important thing whenever we are talking about the pleiotropy, that it's not essential that all traits are equally influenced. What does it mean? It means that it is not necessary that all the traits, or we can say character. See students, here we are using character term as a synonymous, but previously we have done that trait is what? Any particular part of any character, whether it is a dominant or that is a recessive trait. But here we are using the same word. So it doesn't mean that all the traits or all the character will be equally influenced by that particular gene. इसका मतलब ये है कि हो सकता है हमारे पास ये कैरेक्टर हो प्लांट हाइट के लिए, ये कैरेक्टर हो सीड शेप के लिए, सीड साइज के लिए. तो हो सकता है कि सारे के सारे जो कैरेक्टर हम बात कर रहे हैं वो क्या होते हैं? वो एक जीन से गवर्न तो हो रहे हैं लेकिन बराबर इन्फ्लुएंस करे ये ज़रूरी नहीं है. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एक कैरेक्टर ज़्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस हो रहा हो और दूसरा कैरेक्टर क्या हो? कम इन्फ्लुएंस हो रहा हो, right? So this point is very important, that it is not necessary that all the traits or all the characters are equally influenced by any particular gene. Okay? If you will see the structure, it's just like a divergent phase. Okay, convergent is something converging at a one place. So here what will happen? This will act as a divergent. Now we all know that whenever we are talking about this gene inheritance, all these things are present where? In the chromosome, or we can say in a DNA. So if it is any cell, plant cell or any cell, inside this there is a nucleus. Inside this nucleus what is there? Chromosomes are present. And if you will see this chromosome in a zoom, what will happen? These chromosome contains different segments of DNA, and in this DNA we are having genes. Okay, so genes are present where? In these chromosome. If I will show these chromosome here like this, what will happen? In case of human, we have discussed that we are having 23 pairs of क्रोमोसोम। हमें पता है कि हमारे पास कितने पेयर्स होते हैं, 23 पेयर्स होते हैं, एंड आउट ऑफ 23, 22 आर द what same in both male and female, and there is only difference of only one chromosome. So here all these genes are present in these chromosome. अब क्या होगा, ये जो जीन्स है वो कहाँ प्रेजेंट है, यहाँ पर क्रोमोसोम में। अब हो सकता है कि ये क्या करे, ये किसी अलग कैरेक्टर को के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो और ये कुछ अलग कैरेक्टर के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो। तो हियर वी आर टेकिंग अबाउट द जीन्स, एनी पर्टिकुलर जीन कैन affect another characters of an individual, right? One of the example is phenylketonuria. We will take this disorder as an example of pleiotropy. How? Because in this phenylketonuria also what is happening, only one gene is responsible for what, for changing the phenotypic characteristics of human beings. सिर्फ एक फिनाइलकेटोनुरिया का जो एक जीन है वो क्या करेगा, जरूरी नहीं कि वो एक ही डिजीज कॉज करेगा या एक ही सिम्टम्स शो करेगा, इट कैन शो मैनी सिम्टम्स. Okay, so in this case we can say that phenylketonuria is one of the example of the pleiotropy. And now we will understand that how it is affecting, right? So this is the example of pleiotropy in case of humans. One more important thing about this phenylketonuria is that it is an inborn error of metabolism. Now what is the meaning of all these lines? Inborn means from the birth itself. Error means will be some changes or some disturbances, or we can say in scientific way mutation, right? Mutation is sudden heritable change. So here, and what is metabolism? The proper activity. So due to this disease, okay, due to this disease or this we can say any abnormality, what will happen? The metabolism of a person will get change. And why it is happening? Due to the error or due to the mutation or due to the changes which takes place in the gene. Okay, so and this error takes place from the birth itself. ये हम कह सकते हैं कि right from the birth ही होता है. It will not take place after the birth of the baby. So here inborn error of metabolism is what? It is a phenylketonuria. And the first time who has discovered this error or this metabolism error or abnormality, done by the Garrod. Okay, so memorize this term that Garrod gave the this inborn error of metabolism which takes place in human beings. Now another important point is autosomal recessive disorder. Now we will split all these terms. Autosomal are what? These are the same pair of chromosome. As we have discussed in that 22 pairs are same. Okay, only difference about the sex chromosome. But here we are not talking about the 23rd pair, because the 23rd pair of chromosome of human beings responsible for what? These are the sex chromosome. But here this is a autosomal. It means that somehow it is present in the 22 pairs and recessive disorder. What type of disorder it is? Autosomal recessive disorder. And due to this, what will happen? There will be some changes. And what is the change here? This gene, okay? This gene is present where? For example, if I am not taking as a sequence wise 1, 2, 3, 4. So likewise 12 chromosome. If you will see the sequence in the chromosome, so chromosome number 12 is responsible for what? For the synthesis of the phenylketonuria. Okay, because it is a disease. So due to this disease, what will happen? There will be some changes in this chromosome number 12. How it will take place? If you will recall some central dogma, what happens? DNA to RNA or mRNA, okay, then protein, after that enzyme. Likewise, because we know that DNA से किसमें चेंज होता है? RNA से प्रोटीन और प्रोटीन से एंजाइम, और ऐसा ही करके हमारे बॉडी में क्या होता है? मेटाबॉलिज्म होता है. So this metabolism takes place with the help of this type of structure. Now In 11th grade, we have studied that there are some amino acids which are important for the body, and we have done around 20 amino acids are important for the human body, and out of them some are the essential and some are the non-essential amino acids. This phenylalanine is one of the amino acid, right? So this phenylalanine is converted into tyrosine in our body. किसी भी normal body में क्या होता है, जो भी phenylalanine हमारी body में है वो क्या होता है, tyrosine में convert हो जाता है, and with the help of which enzyme, phenyl hydroxylase enzyme. So this enzyme is present or situated where, in the chromosome number of 12. So earlier we have said this chromosome number 12 is responsible for what? Because it contains the gene which is responsible for the synthesis of this PAH enzyme. And what is this PAH enzyme? Phenyl hydroxylase enzyme, which will convert this phenylalanine into tyrosine, right, in a normal body. But in case of this disorder, phenylketonuria, what will happen? The phenylalanine is not able to convert into tyrosine. Why? Because this enzyme is absent. This enzyme is in a defective form in the chromosome number 12. क्रोमोसोम नंबर 12 पे क्या होगा? इस एंजाइम का सिंथेसिस नहीं होगा. अगर इस एंजाइम का सिंथेसिस नहीं होगा तो हमें क्या होगा? टायरोसाइन नहीं मिल पाएगा. एंड दिस वन इज ऑल्सो एन amino acid. And we know that in our body there is protein, and protein is what? It is the accumulation of amino acids. If all the amino acids will join and it will function some metabolic activity in our body. अब जो टायरोसिन हमारी बॉडी के लिए important है वो नहीं मिल पाएगा. Due to this what will happen? There will be abnormality in our body. Okay, and this abnormality leads to what? Leads to the phenylketonuria. Why? Because अगर phenylalanine tyrosine में convert नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा? It will start accumulating in our body. So all this reaction is happening where? In the liver cell. So in our liver cell, this phenylalanine is not able to give rise tyrosine. Due to this what will happen? This phenylalanine will start accumulating in our body. If it will start accumulating in our body, what it will happen? It will give some side effects, or we can say some symptoms in our body, and there will be a phenylketonuria diseases, because this amino acid will be in a larger concentration, or we can say hyperphenylalanine. Right? Now, as we have said, there are some effects of any gene. हमें पता है कि कुछ जीन का क्या होगा, कुछ उसके इफेक्ट्स भी होंगे. अब वो इफेक्ट्स कैसे हो सकते हैं? मेजर इफेक्ट भी हो सकते हैं और माइनर इफेक्ट भी हो सकते हैं. राइट? सो मेजर इफेक्ट इज व्हाट? विच विल अपीयर in a very first time, and due to this major effect there will be some more changes in the body. It will come under the secondary effect. But yes, all these effect are due to what? Due to the single gene. हो सकता है कि effect बहुत सारे हों, लेकिन ये सारे effect किसकी वजह से हो रहे हैं? किसी एक single gene की वजह से हो रहे हैं. और ज़रूरी नहीं है कि सारे के सारे effect क्या हों, एक जैसे हों. किसी में कोई effect ज़्यादा करेगा, कोई effect कम करेगा. Now, here I have shown some structural formula of phenylalanine and tyrosine. See here, you can see that this is amino acids, positive as well as negative ions are there, and here in this methyl group, you can see here CH2. If it will not be here, if this phenyl group will not attach with this methyl group, what will happen? It will be the alanine. But where we are attaching this phenyl group, so what it will form? Phenylalanine. Okay, so यहाँ पे alanine में कौन attach हो गया? Phenyl group. Due to this, it will become phenylalanine. Now, another one is a tyrosine. What is the structure formula of tyrosine? Along with this methyl phenyl, we are attaching one more hydroxyl group. Okay, so this is the difference between phenylalanine and tyrosine. Structure बिल्कुल same है. Along with this phenyl group, we are attaching one more hydroxyl group. Right? And for attaching this hydroxyl group, we require some एंजाइम, हमें किसकी जरूरत होती है, एंजाइम की। इसीलिए हमने इन 11th grade we have studied that this what is the function of this hydroxylase enzyme? It is attaching the hydroxyl group. Okay, and this enzyme is very useful because it is converting into the good amino acids. Now the question arises that if it will accumulate, what will happen? It will change into some toxic compound. हो सकता है कि phenylalanine accumulate होगा, and in some cases it may also happen that this phenylalanine can also converted into phenylalanine pyruvic acid. Okay, and this acid is very toxic for the body. So along with this phenylalanine and this phenylalanine pyruvic acid, there may be some more toxic compounds can be accumulated in our body, which can affect the body system, right? So now these type of diseases will show some symptoms also, some major effect or some secondary effect. Now if there will be no synthesis of pH enzyme, हमने बता दिया कि क्या हो सकती है पहली कंडीशन कि पीएच एंजाइम नहीं होगा तो टायरोसाइन नहीं बनेगा, एंड द इफेक्ट कैन बी व्हाट, इफ phenylalanine will not convert to tyrosine, so it will start accumulating in our body. अगर ये बॉडी में accumulate होगा तो क्या करेगा, ये बॉडी में स्टोर होके हमारे कुछ ऐसे सिम्टम्स होंगे which is not good for the body. Likewise, if this phenylalanine will stored in our brain, okay, अगर हमारे ब्रेन में स्टोर हो जाते हैं तो what it will do, it will create some retardation in our brain. So here I have written that when it will get accumulated in the brain, there will be some problem, that is mental retardation. यानी कि ऐसे बच्चे जिनमें क्या होंगे, वो mentally retarded होंगे. Okay, now another thing, along with this function of phenylalanine, एक तो फिनाइलएलानाइन का फंक्शन ये है कि अगर ये क्या करता है, टायरोसाइन में चेंज होता है और हमारी बॉडी को हेल्प करता है. बट अलॉन्ग विद दिस टायरोसाइन इज ऑल्सो रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द मेलानिन सिंथेसिस. ओके, देखो जीन एक है लेकिन इसके फिनोटिपिक या फिर हम कह सकते हैं इफेक्ट्स क्या हैं, मोर देन वन. सो हियर इफ टायरोसिन विल नॉट फॉर्म, there will be no formation of melanin. अगर melanin नहीं होगा, then there will be no pigmentation in our body. If there will be no pigmentation, we can say there is a depigmentation of skin, hair and eyes. Skin का color, hair का color, eyes का color, they will become lighter. Why? Because the melanin pigment will get disturbed here, right? So we have discussed that these are some effect which is happening due to the phenylketonuria. इसमें क्या हो रहा है, डिजीज हमारी सिर्फ एक है, ठीक, एक जीन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, जीन जो कि क्रोमोसोम नंबर 12 पे सिचुएटेड है और जो क्या सिंथेसाइज करता है, पीएच एंजाइम. अगर ये पीएच एंजाइम सिंथेसाइज ना करे तो व्हाट विल हैपन, देयर मे बी सेवरल इफेक्ट्स इन आवर बॉडी. सो हियर वी आर कंक्लूडिंग दैट वन सिंगल जीन is responsible for disturbing or giving rise to these types of effects. What are they? There may be mental retardation, there may be depigmentation of skin, hair or eyes. These are some effects due to the gene. Now one more important thing for a knowledge, that as we have said that if there will be no transformation of phenylalanine into tyrosine, what will happen? They will start accumulating. If they will start accumulating, what will happen? Kidney is not able to reabsorb. If we have done the excretion system में क्या हो रहा था? Most of the thing get reabsorbed by the body. वो चीज़ें जो हमारी बॉडी के लिए important है, so it will get reabsorbed. But those things which are not useful, what will happen? Kidneys will not be able to reabsorb, and instead of that it get excreted in the urine, and when it will get excreted in the urine, there will be some musty smell of that particular urine. So the diseased person having the urine which is smelling musty, right? So these are the things which are related to the pleiotropy. And along with more thing, if we have said this phenylalanine can be accumulated like it as it is, or it can be converted into some toxic compound. Okay, and when these toxic compound will get accumulated in a brain, what it will do? It will disturb our central nervous system. And what is central nervous system? Brain is one of the part of our central nervous system, and whole metabolic activity of our body will get disturbed here, right? So first example we have done phenylketonuria, as well as there are some more examples in case of plants, in case of animals, or in case of humans also. Sickle cell anemia is one of the another example of pleiotropy, right? So we will discuss it one by one here. But about the sickle cell anemia, we will discuss more in the disorder part. Okay, here we will just do the, if question will be there, give one example about the pleiotropy. So you can give phenylketonuria, because it is mentioned in your NCRT, and it is important from the board point of view. But when we are talking about the need purpose, so we have to focus also in the sickle cell anemia. Okay, so next example we'll take it here. So now some more examples of the pleiotropy. As we have discussed one of the example in humans, so another example in case of animal. Okay, in case of animal we are considering the Drosophila. If you will see the gene for the wing size, okay, वो gene जो wing size के लिए responsible है, it may also affect the other features of the Drosophila. ये gene क्या कर सकता है? ये सारे characters जो Drosophila के उनको affect कर सकता है. So again, what is pleiotropy? Single gene can affect the multiple phenotype of an individual. So here I have mentioned that what are these characters? The structure of reproductive organs, longevity, that how long they are living their life, bristles, and reproduction and egg production. So all these characters are governed by the single gene, which that gene is also responsible for the wing size, right? Another example in case of plants, Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum is a pea. So in case of pea, there is one gene. Okay, here we have mentioned with the B letter, or it may be in the dominant phase or it may be in the recessive one. But gene is one only. यहाँ पे क्या है? Gene सिर्फ एक है. Else there are two alleles. So here, if you will see that single gene is responsible for two different characters. What are they? Seed shape and size of starch grain. दोनों ही character किस पे dependent है? Of only one single gene. Now, for each gene we are having two alleles. What are they? Dominant. Another one is the recessive one. And the dominant one we are denoting with the round seed. As we have said that seed shape can be round or it can be wrinkled. In the same ways, the starch grain size, it can be larger or it can be smaller. So in case of dominant, the starch grain size is long, while in case of recessive, the starch grain size is small. So now when we will go for the crossing of these two types, okay, of these two traits, capital BB or small bb. So in first generation, what we will get here? Capital B and small b. But the difference is, you will observe here that due to this dominant character of seed shape, it will round seed, but you cannot say that due to this small b, it would be small starch grains. हम ये नहीं कह सकते हैं कि क्या है इसमें seed क्या है? Starch grain recessive में है. So but instead of that, what we will say, the F1 which we are getting, it will be the round in seed, but the starch grain would be intermediate. It can be as of any size between long or the small. So here this starch grain character is not governed by the dominant part. यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Starch grain dominant part से affected नहीं है. It is not dependent on that one. So wholesome, we can say that in plant also a single gene can express or can give arise to different characters. in a plant. So here we have completed the pleiotropy. One more example is there, sickle cell anemia. But here we are not discussing about it because again we have to discuss in the disorder part. So we will complete that topic in that particular heading. Right? So that's all for today. Thank you.